The woman's entire body was coated in cooking oil. She was then swiftly shoved into a hole in the ground, though her skin was now greasy and slippery. She couldn't fully enter the opening, so the man pressed down hard on her shoulders with both hands, but the hole was too narrow, no matter how hard she strained. Her body remained stuck fast, her skin and flesh rubbed against the rough opening, creating fine cuts. Blood flowed unstoppably downward. So why did they do this? It all began with an ordinary meal. Elena, out for a casual stroll, entered a fast food restaurant. Just as she pushed open the door and approached the counter, a man wearing sunglasses and coughing incessantly followed her inside. Seeing his hurried gait, the elderly shopkeeper knew he was here to use the restroom. Then, as another disheveled vagrant pushed open the door, a pungent, sour stench instantly filled the entire hall. Spotting Elena standing alone, the vagrant walked straight toward her. Beneath his tangled hair, a pair of cloudy eyes stared fixedly at her. Before Elena could scream or dodge, his emaciated arm clamped around her shoulder like iron pincers, grabbing her violently. Elena's heart hadn't yet calmed when an even more terrifying turn of events erupted. A customer had just stepped out the door when a sharp gunshot pierced the noise. The man collapsed instantly. Passers-by on the street were instantly petrified by this sudden violence, screaming and scattering in all directions. In the blink of an eye, the once bustling commercial street was deserted. People peered cautiously from behind shop windows and doors, yet could not locate the source of the gunfire. One man inside, overcome with compassion, rushed out to rescue the fallen victim. A second shot rang out immediately, the bullet piercing his skull with deadly precision. The sight of two men brutally killed in succession sent the shop patrons into a panic. Screaming, they scattered to hide. Only the homeless man remained utterly composed, as the others, still reeling from the shock, discussed the sudden turn of events. They turned to find the two bodies outside the door had vanished without a trace. Even the bloodstains on the ground had been wiped clean. The eerie scene sent a chill down everyone's spine, just as they were plunged into utter confusion and helplessness. A car slowly pulled up. Several men in black, wearing gas masks, jumped out swiftly. The trapped individuals thought they had come to rescue them. They frantically waved and shouted for help, but the men in black paid no heed to their cries. They unloaded a pile of old tires from the vehicle and stacked them in front of the fast food restaurant. Then one of them grabbed a flamethrower and swiftly set them ablaze. Rolling black smoke quickly billowed upward. The bewildered captives hadn't yet grasped what was happening. The black-clad figures hurriedly boarded their vehicle and fled the scene. Just then, an even more terrifying sight unfolded. They turned to look behind them, and saw the man who had coughed his way to the restroom earlier, appearing behind them. Gasping for breath, blood streamed from his ear piercing, his body drenched in sweat. His pupils were wildly dilated, the whites of his eyes abnormally enlarged. He stood frozen in place, as if his soul had been sucked out. Moments later, he collapsed with a thud onto the floor, life signs fading rapidly. Trembling, the group approached to check on him. An elderly woman picked up his phone. From his device, they learned he was an army captain. His photo album was filled with images of him participating in epidemic defense efforts in Africa, each shot radiating a sense of utter despair. Combining this with the sudden tragedy before them, the group instantly realized the captain must have contracted Ebola. This virus was an extremely rare,